saying you switch, you won't get it. You know they came from the bottom and now we is lit. You was lit, I gotta get it, I gotta get it. You hating cause I on the wrist. My bitch, you wanna be famous, They act like they made us, You know I'm icy in Vegas, This for the that haters, I make a lot of new money, When the not savers, You be liking my flavor, I think it's cause I see the rest, call the rest, watch out flash, another switch.
Coach, a very warm day outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at U.S. Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Oakland Raiders and the Minnesota Vikings. 2 weeks have come and gone. It's off to week 3, and we're underway on EA Sports. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
At their own 26-yard line.
Down 80!
A first carry for the former Falcon, Tevin Coleman. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
On second down now, it's Coleman, and not much, maybe a yard up to the 29. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7.
Check 31, check 31. Alert!
To throw, it's Allen. Got a man, it's Ross, complete. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. John Ross, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT, and it's now a 7-0 game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Here we go.
Here we go. Take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Mike! Shot! 390! Come on, D. Check 3, check 3! Check.
Play action now, Rivers. And nowhere to get away. Rivers is dropped. The linebacker, Darius Leonard, applied the heat.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
Watch out.
A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. And his first carry, he loses the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover.
They're 180! Hey, Brown 80! Stop here, D. Watch tight end. We got 3, Run 80! Mike 8! He's top. Wait, 80 high!
3rd and long for Rivers. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Sacked there by Jadeveon Clowney.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
In tatters, so sounds a little bit like this right now.
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. And right now, they've got to find a way to get it back together.
And the Raiders are in for 6. Touchdown. It's a punt return score of 70 yards. And the Raiders are able to strike quickly for 6. Gonzalez good on the extra point. And that'll make the score 14-0. So after surrendering the punt return for a score, let's see what they can do in turn on this kickoff. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Throwing again on 2nd down. Rivers airing one deep for Curse. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 29. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week. 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
On 2nd down, it's Coleman. Nifty footwork at the 45. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. Allen now on 1st down. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. The wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but if they make them out of bounds, that does you no good.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Mike 51. You don't know no better. 51's a Mike, boy. 51. I want that. Give me that ball, defense. Give me that ball. Give me that ball, defense.
And here's Allen. Going to throw again. Open man is Ross, complete. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
And now on 3rd down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first.
Hey, team 6. Team 6.
Allen. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack. Back at the 47-yard line. The veteran Jerry Hughes drops the hammer in the backfield. So on 4th down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. Back deep here, Marcus Murphy. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And a nice special teams job here. This is going to be down inside the 10 at the 7-yard line.
Absolutely love the flexibility of these punters. Their leg drive, able to get it way up in the air, and that allows the punt team to get down there and down it inside the 10 because they've had some time.
They'll start with Hunt on the ground, and he'll be hit and dropped for a loss at the 5-yard line. A loss of 2 there, second down. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on third down.
Okay, I'm going to go load it. Load it. Hey, Delta. Mike, 8. Watch the flow.
From the shotgun, it's Rivers. And the throw there going to be incomplete. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
Ross on the return. Great blocking on the return. It springs him for 25. And the Raiders will have a short field to work with as they take over. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Allen. And he'll lay out and pull it in. What a diving catch there. A pickup of 10, and it's enough for an Oakland first down. Throwing on first down is Allen. Completes it to the fullback, Ham. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line.
Let's go, fellas.
The tackle made at the 12-yard line. A 4-yard pickup on the play. And
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Right back to Coleman here on first down. Flash those fast feet, but they'll drop him at the 5-yard line as he can't get any closer to the end zone. A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8. Allen fakes the give and keeps himself. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. James Washington, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT. And that makes the score 21-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. 7 yards there and a first down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size, can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Rivers on the money, complete, and he goes out right around the 39. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
At the 39-yard line.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game. Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Rivers. And that will be incomplete. Problems on third down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on third down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the third down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on first and second down.
Now here's Ross. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Raiders will take over now, 1st and 10. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And they had the touchdown during the last drive, and I'm guessing that you like the balance they had on that last drive.
And I loved it. Forget liking it. Absolutely love what they were doing, because to be ahead of a defense that much, where every play call you have, run or pass, is working pretty well for you.
Makes you look like a genius.
It really does. Also,
and eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. Matt Milano. He's the culprit, dropping him for a 2-yard loss. Now following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12.
You better, hey, Alpha.
Allen now looks to throw. Complete to Washington. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run.
Hey, box truck.
On 1st down, Allen. And he hits his running back, Tevin Coleman. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Last play went for over 30 yards. This one not quite as big, but still over 20.
Alert! Hey, Haywood! Hey, let's calm down. Hey,
operating from the red zone now, Allen. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's a handoff to Coleman. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Tevin Coleman, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. And certainly some credit there for that touchdown goes to the offensive line.
They never get the credit they deserve in the stat sheet, but they are the reason that they got the points. Excellent job up front, clearing the way for the score.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. I mean, you've been around.
Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Brian Poole. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
Mike 54. Yeah.
So after the INT, it's Allen. And it's complete. He gets this one to Washington.
Let's go.
Give him 12 yards that time at an Oakland first down. Allen now hitting on 80% of his passes in the early going. 8 of 10. It's first down.
X3, 218, chopper. Check, watch me go.
From the gun, it's Allen. Got a man open. It's Ross. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's 1st and goal. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal.
Hey, check 24. Why?
Here's Coleman. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Tevin Coleman. His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. As his guys continue to pour it on. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You could never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10.
Check three.
They'll run with Hunt on 2nd down. He'll have a first down past the 40. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Now after the run by Hunt, here's 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. Into the secondary again. They get 14 there. First down, Vikings.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
He's tight right here. He's tight on the right. We got three down. Wait, 89.
They'll try to throw here. Rivers. He'll get this one to Kupp, complete. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. First red zone chance now for the Vikings. This is first and goal from about the 8. On first down, they'll run with Hunt. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. On second and goal, the lone man in the backfield is Hunt.
31.
They'll give it to him up the middle. And he'll get him a bit closer as he's down to the 2-yard line. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. They'll try to run with Hunt. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. Kareem Hunt, his second touchdown on the season, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Extra point right down the middle, and that'll cut the lead down a bit to 28. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he'd taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops, and if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
Hey, let go.
Back to the air on second down. It's Allen. Got an open man. It's Washington. A gain there of 30 big ones. What a first half this has been offensively. I mean, defensively, what do you do when you're getting torched like this?
No, these receivers are absolutely wearing them out. So 2 thoughts come to mind. 1, get some oxygen. Fill up your lungs a little bit. And number 2, talk to your guys up front. You need a pass rush to help slow them down.
This one complete to Coleman. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A big play on the catch and run, covering 34 yards.
First down, Raiders.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down.
Hey, orbit. Pilot, 64, weak.
And again, it's Allen. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Justin Coleman. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup. But how will the head coach and his staff approach halftime? Will it be angry? Will it be clinical? Will they be calm? Will they just let it all out? Who knows? I'd love to be a fly on the wall for this one, though.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3.
Come on now, let's go.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. They'll run on first down. It's Hunt. And, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man.
Get him, boys! Get him!
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Now they'll try to convert on 3rd and 6 after the 4-yard completion.
Cluster! Check 3!
Working out of the gun, Rivers. Going for the deep ball. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Able to get there and pick it. And he'll wind up losing 5 yards or so on the return, but no matter, they've got the football back. So now he's equaled his interception total from a week ago. Remember, Charles, he had 3 last week.
And you know, all week long he vowed to take that number down. Told the guys on the team, don't worry, things are going to pick up. I've got this. But he is in a major league rut right now. Let's see if his teammates can pick him up along the way.
You're right. He talked about being cool, calm, collective, rebounding. Not rebounding right here. A Raider first down, 17 yards. Now a play fake here on first down. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Allen going to throw out to his left. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Jerry Hughes picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter.
Middle. Monday. Right here, guys. Fight 51. Mike, smooth. Yeah. 22 jump.
On 3rd and long, it's Allen. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the... Got his man, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 30 yards there, and of course the first down as well. Throwing now is Allen. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Like a freight train off the edge, Calais Campbell with a sack.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
He don't want it.
After the sack on first down, Allen. Got a man on the right sideline. That's Allen. And he takes it all the way down to the 3. A big play there on the catch and run. And even 60 yards. So the shotgun snap to Allen. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Coleman. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
180. 6 guys. Check 6 guys.
They'll begin the drive with Hunt. And, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
They run again with Hunt. And a short gain here as he gets it up only to about the 6. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
On 3rd down, here's Hunt. And he'll be hit and dropped for a loss at the 5-yard line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. After seeing that, maybe time to go back to some downfield throws here.
Yeah, anything. Change it up because the teams that win, the best teams, they're the ones that make adjustments. Doesn't mean you can't come back to what you thought you could get done. Sometimes when you open things up a little bit, you can get back to what you wanted to do before.
touchdown, Oakland. He returns the punt 60 yards as his guys continue to put this one out of reach.
Well, it certainly feels like that kind of game, doesn't it? No matter what they do, it's going to work. That might be the absolute crusher right there. A punt return for a touchdown.
Feels like there's been a lot of crushers in this game. This lead just gets bigger. So after the punt return touchdown, let's see what their opponents can do with this kickoff. This fielded a few yards into the end zone.
Marcus Murphy on the return. The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Rivers incomplete on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Rivers. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off around the 37. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and 11. Now a give right side, Coleman. He'll get the 1st down and more inside the 20. And down to the 7-yard line. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. So now then, the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal.
Danny. Out. Greystone, travel. Watch safety. Half 85.
Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. The quick slant caught. 3 yards is the gain that time. 2nd and goal. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. To throw again on 2nd down. Allen. And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. John Ross there to make the grab as his guys continue to pour it on. A nice throw there by the 2nd-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his 2nd and sometimes 3rd progression. That was a nice play.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious, because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Rivers now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10.
Alpha! 89!
From the gun, Rivers. That'll be caught by Cup. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
22's coming, Mike. Hey, let's get that ball. Hey, Delta. Mike's 22, Mike's 22.
Looking to throw again on second down. Rivers connecting here with DJ Shark. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 17 yards, first down, Vikings. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 43. On the counter, Hunt. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. Kareem Hunt, his running back, the intended receiver. And that'll make it third down.
Check.
Throwing Rivers. He's going to let this go for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Good positioning, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
Motion. Middle. He's checking crap.
First down, and they're going to throw with Allen. He's going to launch it for Washington. And that's caught inside the 35. And he is down deep into Minnesota territory. A big play that time for the Raiders. 69 yards.
25. Check 25. 6'6", bullet high. All 52. Go.
Throwing on first down is Allen. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete. Ronald Darby that time, the one who got a hand in and knocked it free. They're still throwing the football here. Now, obviously, the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
I guess. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Taking it in from 11 yards out as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. So another score there. Often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. Of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
They'll run again with Hunt. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
Brandon, one thing about blitzes, they really confuse offensive linemen at times, and what you have to do is lock in on the guy right in front of you. If you don't, you saw the end result. Defensive tackle ended up making the play.
The Vikings on 3rd down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6.
Jam him, jam him, jam.
A give right side now to Hunt. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking first down.
But sometimes, Brandon, there's just not a secret to how things get done. He's been running well all game long, and they continue to rely on him in this key situation.
They told us they were going to rely on him. They have. He comes through there, a big third down conversion.
Kill, turn up. Check nickel. Hey. Oh, you got deep?
On first down, Hunt, and the play goes nowhere, losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. Continues to be a struggle for this offense and this home crowd. They're growing a little restless here in the second half.
And I think they've just got to look at how they're trying to move the football. Yeah, you want to run it, but maybe you spread it out, maybe some swing passes that can take the place of runs and give you a little more space.
Tighten up.
Cluster. Hey, Rocket. Base 79. Load it. Load it.
On 2nd and 11 now. Rivers. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at the 47. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line. After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10.
Mike's by 4. I'm on.
Operating from the gun, Allen. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
Let's go.
So it's Raider football as we get you reset. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10. Allen now on first down. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. There defensively was John Johnson to knock it free. The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense is going to crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Sometimes the defense dictates it. If they're going to crowd it, you may have no other choice but to throw it downfield.
And Allen is actually going to throw it here. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. Malik Jackson, the 6'5" D tackle with a sack.
Stop us. They cannot hold us down. We're going to keep get 61. Matchbox lights.
Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Mike 5-4.
19.
Mike 5-4. Okay, double up.
56.
Crunch.
Here's Allen to throw it. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
There's no doubt in my mind.
And do you hear that? Do you hear the...
It's not scales, right? I don't hear scales. Do I actually hear a tune being warbled?
I think the fat lady's humming.
Yeah, she's doing more than humming. She's belting it out right now.
She's full bore.
Yeah, this thing is flat out finished.
Gonzalez good on the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Well, the Raiders call on a nickel set for third down.
I got you. I got you. Slam, slam, slam. Hey, check 24. Watch 24. Kill, kill, kill. Kill, kill.
They run right side with Hunt, and he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's fourth down. Let him go by a little too easily there.
Well, that's what we saw in film, isn't it? His head goes down oftentimes when he goes to punch when he's trying to block. And when you do that, you can't see your target. He went right past him and made the play.
Hey, go orange. Orange. Hey, 79! 79!
Rivers to throw for it on fourth. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And, boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone.
Middle.
Hey, let's get that ball, D. Let's get that ball. 58.
Hey, seam 6. Seam 6.
So Allen's going to look to throw. And, it'll be intercepted. Picked off by the former first-round pick, Demarius Randall. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for Oakland, it's back-to-back victories now after the Week 1 defeat as they move to 2-1. And they'll have another road date next week with the Indianapolis Colts. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, the early struggles continue as they'll sink to 0-3. And they'll try and turn things around next week as they have a date at Soldier Field with the Chicago Bears. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.
S-T-R-O. Yeah.
How many of y'all came to win?
Oh, they asking my name, huh?
You ready?
S-T-R-O. I ain't come to play with you.
Yeah.
Life challenging, but I wouldn't trade with you.